You guys have waited for a long time for a new Blue Eyes Shining deck profile. Sup. My name is Rudy for the Yu-Gi-Oh! Council. This is the brand new Blue Eyes Shining Turbo Dragon deck. And basically, it is the most consistent way of bringing out Blue Eyes Shining. Now, there are some bugs still to be worked out, but it's one hell of an interesting way to bring out Blue Eyes Shining. So, in the future, there will be a version 2, probably a month from now or so. I will be constantly working on it now that I got a way that the deck's actually going to function and be consistent. So I'm going to probably stick with this engine and go from there. So if you have any suggestions, I'm all ears, and I'll use it for the next one and give you a shout out. As long as I remember to give you a shout out. If not, I'll do a separate video. Anyway, we are running 3 Blue Eyes White Dragon, 3 Shining, 2 Monk, 3 Royal Magical Library, 2 Polymerization, 1 Day of Peace, 3 Upstart Goblin, 3 Terraforming, 3 Golden Bamboo Sword, 3 Magical Mallet, 2 Magical Stones, 3 Hand Destructions, 3 Bamboo Broken Sword, 3 Chicken Race, and 3 Pseudo Space. Pseudo Space basically allows you to copy Chicken Race. Now this is not an FTK deck. It's going to look that way when you're playing it, for sure. We are running 3 Blue Eyes Ultimate Dragon, 2 First of the Dragon, sorry. I'm thinking about putting Dragon's Mirror in, but I don't want to lose out on having those dragons in the graveyard, hence why they're just in here now as a backup plan. 1 Leo, 3 Azurais, just filler space, because I did have Maiden in, but Maiden just clogged on combos, so I may drop this out for 2 Maiden. So there, there's an idea on expansion parts. 3 Mirage Fortress Endprizer. These are the rank 9s. They go with that, so if Maiden comes back, they'll be viable. The number 9 Dylan Spear, but the Castell and Exciton Knight definitely make a spot here, and they're probably more viable to run rank 4s. Now, for those of you wondering how this deck works, let me show you. First and foremost, I'd like to say thank you to JHandy27 and everyone else in these duel videos for not leaving game number 1. Number 2, please keep in mind Blue Eyes Shining is very vulnerable to very basic ways of getting it off the field, and you're going to see that. I probably will not win these games, but the primary source was to bring out Blue Eyes Shining Dragon and actually make it viable as a deck. So we have our viability, now we need to find we have viability and consistency, now we need to find our power. And that's what I'm going to be working on the next couple of weeks for the version 2. So here's version 1 in action, and I believe I'm going first here, so you're going to be able to see every single play, and I'll break it down. So obviously I opened the Royal Magical Library. Now, you're not always going to open the Royal Magical Library, but there's plenty of ways to get to him, and Summoner Monk is definitely a way. I did have White Stone during this variation of the deck. Obviously, you can see some of these duel videos were different variations of the Turbo Shining. So, obviously, it's going to run a little bit slower on its computer when I do the footage here because I'm backed up on footage. So, if you're wondering why it looks so slow, that's mainly why. Never discard your Blue Eyes. Always keep your Blue Eyes here. 3 Shining for that reason, for hand destruction. And I'm just going to go for the Royal Magical Library Terraforming. I should have done Terraforming first. Free shuffle. Deck thin, but, it is what it is. So, Pseudo Space into Chicken Race. Sounds kind of funny when I say it. At least in my mind it does. Anyway, draw the 1 card, get another Royal Magical Library. I can't do squat. See, that was this was one of the very, very early versions consistency-wise. So I believe JHandy27 here is playing some kind of turbo version of Qliphort. And I was trying to explain to him what I was actually aiming for, so he knew it wasn't, I wasn't playing Exodia or nothing. I don't want to waste anyone's time, and I don't want to get my time wasted, so I'd like to make sure that they know, hey, I'm not running that deck, so... He's going to drop Killer on me, but I don't think he even attacks, which was nice of him, so that way I can actually get into my whole thing. Maybe he does attack. I don't fully remember. Yeah, he attacks. So I'm going to take 3,000. Swing, batter, swing. Yeah, so if it looks laggy, I got a lot of Council Network videos on the computer right now, and like I said, this computer is pretty shitty. We're about like a month off from the good computer. He actually discards my White Stone, so now I'm 1 card away from getting to my Shining. He actually plays the 1 Day of Peace, which is going to give me another turn and give me that Golden Bamboo Sword. So I may be able to do something here. I'm not fully sure. So that Monolith is going to go off there. But I top deck into a Chicken Rice, so at this point I'm just like, summon the Royal Magical Library. Let's just go ham and try to bring out Shining. Because you know what? It'll be really funny to bring out Shining in this game. And that was my only goal. Because it's Qliphort. I don't think I can win, you know, in all honesty. By the way, that's the, what he's playing, I believe, is the Qliphort Turbo. Qliphort Turbo. The Killer Turbo. Which is basically, well, you guys know it as towers. What the fuck am I saying? So basically, like, it just gets you the towers extremely quickly. So, I may do deck profile on if you guys want it enough. I'm not fully sure if there's enough interest there. I finally get the polymerization. Here comes Blue Eyes Ultimate Dragon. So there, my friend Molly's barking. But there goes the Blue Eyes Ultimate. So if you ever wonder how to get Blue Eyes Ultimate, it works this way too. I was also thinking about the Saphira engine, so I am still playing with it, and it's not ready for uploading. So that's partly why you guys are getting the turbo version first. And I'm gonna say this nicely. The channel is not gonna be flooded with deck profiles. It's not gonna be flooded with Blue Eyes content. It's gonna be a mix. We're gonna get 2 videos back on track a day. One will be a deck profile, guaranteed, or a subscriber showcase, and the other will be the typical whatever we have that day coming out. So Fridays, stock market, say Tuesdays, Tech Tuesday, Mondays would be coffee time, and I think that's all we really like majorly have. But I'm working on top 5 as well, so a lot of that stuff's gonna finally come out. But I lose the first game, no big sweat. Did what I came out to do. Got to summon Shinning, but obviously you saw how weak it is, because it's basically Maiden and it has to be targeted. So we're trying to figure that whole thing out right now. There was no way in hell I was gonna just give you one game and call it a fucking day. So thanks to Cedric here, sorry if I'm saying your name wrong, for actually staying in the game, playing Igknights. Really cool Igknights, mind you, like super duper warrior Igknights. So I top Royal Magical Library. A lot of these games I top Royal Magical Library, but these were all pretty much in a row, pretty damn consistent. So the RNG was working pretty nice on my side for once. If you don't know what RNG is, basically it's a calculating system that Dev Pro and like DN uses to basically determine what card you're getting next. So I have 2 polymerization in the deck, hence I wasn't worried about it. Obviously Whitestone's not in here no more, and the third version, the third part of this game, you'll see why. And you see it right here, and this is also why Maiden dropped out, because it just clogs in the hand. You got no way to get rid of it, and you need like this to play off. So I think he was just curious to see what I would bring out first. I mean, he only had Clayman. I don't think he didn't want to, you know, use anything up that would have been more aggressive. I have 3 counters right now. I have 4. I'm being stupid, so could have used that first. Oh well. Chicken race. Let's go for 1,000. Let's go for pseudo space. Pseudo space. Second counter. I could have dropped Soul Charge. I believe I can still drop fucking Soul Charge. I'm not sure. Drop the 2 White Stones. They're useless. Get a Blue Eyes from deck. Now I just need the polymerization back. And that's part of the reason why I put Magical Stone in the final build instead of the Soul Charge. So obviously I went through a lot of variations to get this to fully work. You know, as you're seeing now. I actually summoned the second one, go for another chicken race. But obviously I went through a lot of variations to get this actually consistent enough where I feel comfortable, you know, to post a deck profile and be like, hey guys, this actually works, it's really good, you know. So I play a Soul Charge only so I can get more counters. Can you believe that shit? Like seriously, that's the only reason I played it. So get 2 draws, polymerization, Blue Eyes Ultimate, sorry, I'm calling it Shining. We're getting to Shining in a sec here. Blue Eyes Shining. Pretty much all he has to do is ram that. I play Soul Charge so I can't attack. But you know, it was really cool to get him out. That was my whole goal, is basically to make a bunch of videos that basically like, hey guys, look, I bring out Shining. So obviously I'm finding a way to bring it out consistently instead of using the much slower version, which is a little more like slow play, protect, slow play, protect. This is actually a little more, because that was what, like a year and a half ago? But he actually drops number 86, and it just wipes everything out. So I told him GG. I let him finish me honorably. I'm not going to surrender. So let him finish me. Finish him! Now I have this third game, which was against Synchrons. So I just said it's not Exodia, it's not FTK. It's just how I get to, Blue Eyes Shining. If you stay in, you'll see it's really cool. So a lot of, Badman 13 and a lot of these guys, they were just super nice about it. I didn't really get any jerks. So it was cool. It was cool to have that experience. I mean, I know for you guys it's cool seeing, all these different decks that I do and shit, but for me it's really cool to test my mind to see how I'm going to get to here and try to figure it out. It's like a puzzle piece that doesn't really want to fit, and then when I make it work, like obviously what you're seeing here, I get super excited myself because it's just so cool to actually bring out these nostalgic cards. And I do want to make it where it's actually going to be something that your opponent's going to be like, oh crap, this is going to be hard to deal with. But right now in the game state, kind of like with Toons, it's really, you know, when Toons, when people would make deck profiles for Toons, and when I did on the old channel, when I did on my original channels, it was a pain in the ass because Heavy Storm was legal. Now we obviously don't have Heavy Storm, and a Toon deck profile is confirmed to come, but I thought this took more priority because it was harder to do. In all honesty, there's really nothing to build off of, you know, when it comes to, okay, this will be my premise for how, you know, the engine I'm going to run. All you know is you need Polymerization or Dragon's Mirror and 3 Blue Eyes to get to Blue Eyes Ultimate. You know, it's like, alright, how do I get to Blue Eyes Ultimate? Well, if Cyberstein was legal, this would be 10 times fucking quicker. But obviously Cyberstein's not, you know, legal here, so gotta figure out how to get to him, right? So when it all comes together like what you're seeing here, I get super excited too because it's really fun for me. Now, at this point, I'm like, yeah, you know, Blue Eyes Shining Dragon 3 in a row. And this is the final build that you're seeing, that you saw in the beginning of the video. This is the final build in action right now. So, if you guys want more duel videos, it's just going to be a lot of me losing, to be honest. Because the deck's not to the point where, you know, you're going to be able to win with it. Because they could just easily remove this. And it sucks because anything that doesn't target it is going to easily be able to take it out. He tries to mind control it. See, there I'm able to stop it because anything that targets it, I'm able to stop. But in his case, I probably would have grabbed Royal Magic Library and not try to grab Shining. I understand why he tried to grab it. You know, it's not something you see every fucking day, number one. And number two, it's like, you know. So he actually destroys the chicken race. That's fine. It did its job. But obviously, like what I was trying to say, it's really easy to get over Blue Eyes Shining. We have Torrential Tribute. We have fucking 2 Dark Holes, a Raigeki. You have monsters that are built in Dark Holes, you know, like Black Rose Dragon. It's really, really, it's sad, but it's really easy to jump over the damn thing. And at this point, I'm like, well, maybe I got a fighting chance against, you know, against his deck. Now, the only other thing that really does suck is if I am able to get 3 out, that's really cool, and that's what I'm trying to figure out now. You know, but it comes into question, how do you give, you know, how do you do it where not giving up speed? Kind of like when you're building Quasar, you know, and the combos you're seeing on the opposite side, where it's consistent as fuck and you're not giving up any speed and he's able to drop 3 Quasars if he so chose to. That's pretty much what I'm aiming for here, is kind of the same thing. He's going to play the Raigeki. See right there, I can't do 9. I surrendered the game because I see where he's going. Because mostly, the only reason I surrendered this game was because I was running out of time. And I wanted to wrap up filming for the day. So my apologies for Badman not letting you finish me, but, you know, it just is what it is. He was going to drop Quasar, though. I could easily tell you how he's going to drop Quasar. I could easily see it, because there's Level Eater in that graveyard. But it was really cool experience to bring out Blue Eyes Shining. Hopefully you guys liked the video enough and understand the deck's not to that point yet. But, hey, you could drop Shining on your friends now. And it's not super slow, and it actually works. And you got to see the weakness of it. So, obviously, with deck profiles, I like to talk about the weakness of it and how to overcome it. I haven't figured out how to overcome it yet. I'm working on it, though. I'm working on it. So probably the next step, I'll try to do the Saphira build, because Saphira build is going to allow me to get the cards consistently to my hand, and then go into Ozrise, and go into Ozrise with Shining. Then I can protect Shining, and if I'm able to protect Shining and build momentum, then Shining's going to be on the field longer. The longer he's on the field, the better, because the more damage I can do. Think of it this way: he's like Heroic Challenger Excalibur. Really big, really threatening, but really easy to take out. That's the nicest way to say it, in all honesty. Even Exciton Knight takes out Shining. It kind of sucks, but it was a cool experience. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. I'm ready for the Yu-Gi-Oh! Council. If you did, subscribe for more. That's my watch beeping because it's 11 o'clock. Anyway, subscribe for more, and there will be more Blue Eyes content coming out. All you nostalgic players, I've got everything in the works for you. Trust me, I love you guys. Thank you so much, and I'll see you later. Peace.